Basically a walking miracle that I'm still here, and I think people think being a professional MMA fighter is a lot more glamorous than what it is. Like, everyone thinks you've got loads of money and that. Like, it's the complete opposite. And just before I'm about to get hit by the bus, I look and it's just right in front of me, and that was my last memory. You know, if you're doing something like this, you've got to do it for like love and for passion. Because if you're doing it for the money, go and get a job somewhere else. Went straight over me, it like knocked me into the curb and then just keeps going over me. Just I had to fight for free as a professional just to get like an opportunity, like a roll of the dice. You don't know what's going to happen. It's a very unpredictable and uncertain sport. They didn't think anyone could survive it, so they just thought they were going to see a body. And when we first got there, I was just responding. I was like gargling, and the blood coming from my head, like the wound on my head was probably what nearly killed me the most. Upsetting part is that I had so much momentum, and like I felt like I had a clear vision of where I was going, and there was nothing stopping me getting to it. And then a freak accident like that happened, and what can you do? My name's McCracken. I'm 22 years old, and I'm an MMA fighter from Liverpool. So I grew up just outside Liverpool in a place called Prescott. Got called a wolf for that a lot, like, but I've grew to get used to it. So nice place. Liverpool's been a good place for me to grow up and train. I do a lot. I started off training in a gym in St Helens, which again is just outside Liverpool. And when I got to about 13, I started training with my coach Phil at a gym in Nthe, and then I've moved to here since with Phil. And yeah, recently I've moved closer to the gym. I've got a family and things like that now, so I wanted to like get my own space. And I literally live like a few minute walk away from the gym now. Not the nicest place in the world, like, but they'll do me for now. I was about 10 when I started hard, and just going into like, I remember being in year 7 and I was doing it then, like, so maybe year 6, 7 in school. I'm not sure how old that is anymore, like, but that was around them years. Like, I was always a quiet kid, like, people probably, even though I was doing it all the way through school, I think it was only probably my closest mates that knew I'd done it. Even if like I was competing, I would never like put it anywhere or anything like that. I just enjoyed it. It was just something I'd done personally. I was always quite a quiet kid growing up. Didn't weren't like dead confrontation or nothing like that. Just like to keep myself to myself. So like I said, no one probably even really knew that I'd done it until I had my first fight when I was in year 11. And obviously I was made up with that because it was the first like proper fight, so I wanted to show that off a bit. And I think when I'd done that, a lot of people were probably shocked, thinking, wow, he's a fighter. Oh, definitely, like, it does teach you from like, about when people say about, like, it's quite like cliche when they say about discipline and things like that, but it is true. I think when you know you can fight, like, you don't feel the need to go and prove to people you can fight. All the people that I know that are out fighting all the time, that like, they want to show off and show people that they're hard, do you know what I mean? Like, without sounding like if I know I can fight, I don't need to prove to like some person who doesn't fight that I can, do you know what I mean? So, and I think as well as the sport, it's being my mum and dad. I think I was just raised as a good kid to avoid stuff like that anyway. Especially my dad, my mum, obviously, no mum wants the son to be an MMA fighter, but she's always been like, they've never like tried, I was always clever in school, but they never pushed me to like go on to do something that I didn't want to do. They just said like to go and follow whatever I love. And that's the best decision I ever made, so I literally owe everything to them. My dad still comes to watch me train now. I don't drive, so even now I've moved out of his house. When I was training, obviously he'd come and pick me up from just down there and come and watch me train. He loves it, and he's like the perfect dad for a sport like this. There's so many parents who I see like can't throw a punch, they've never done anything in their life, and they're on the side telling the kids what to do, and I hate it. And my dad was never like that. He always just sat back and let me enjoy it and left it to my coaches. So like, I'm forever grateful to my mum and dad for that.
You, if you still watch you train?
Yeah, no, definitely. And like you said, like it is a solo sport in the sense of you're in there fighting in a group fight, but if you don't have the right people around you, like, you're not going to go nowhere in this game. You need the right people around you to guide you and push you. So yeah, I think it is a massive team sport. Even just having good people around you make you feel more positive. It makes a difference in a fight. Like, if you're training in a negative environment and things like that, these kind of things like wear on you as a fighter and could be the little 1% in between winning and losing. So yeah, it is definitely a team sport, and like I said, not even just your team in your gym, having the right family around you, the right people around you at home, things like that, it's everything. Like, obviously, even like my girlfriend, like, having a boyfriend who's an MMA fighter, like, it's not, like I said, it's not just this stable at all. So you need people like that to trust in you and believe that one day it's going to pay off. And like I said, I'm very lucky with the people I've got around me, all family, everyone like that. So yeah, I'm in a good place. Well, obviously, I don't know what's happened to me. I was in a good place. So it was on a Tuesday. We usually spar on a Tuesday because all the lads have fought, no one was really in. So I come in and I just done some pads. But like I said, I'm a hard worker, like I wouldn't just settle for pads. So I was going to train in the gym later and teach a private as well. So my plan was to run to the gym just to get some extra work, and I only lived 2 minutes away. I wish I would have just walked down now, but I decided to run a 10k, so I done like a long route for it to be 10k. And yeah, about halfway through it, it was just a normal day as well. Still like little things just stick with me from it, like just saying bye to the baby and things like that just before I left. It was just the same as any other day. I've just not forgot that, like. And then my last memory of before it happened, other than it happening, was I was running past the school, seeing someone who I knew coming out the school, so I had hello to them, and that was the last thing I remember, other than knowing I was about to get it. So obviously I've seen what's happened now, so I can talk about it properly. At first it sort of got made out to me like I'd come out of nowhere and just ran, but it weren't the case. Like, it was just pretty, it was clear as day, it was a dead sunny day, and there was pretty much nothing wrong. Like, I've come out from where I was running, and I must have just looked but not properly and thought I'll make it and just carry on my jog across the road. And just before I'm about to get hit by the bus, I look and it's just right in front of me, and that was my last memory. And then yeah, it just went straight over me. It like knocked me into the curb and then just keeps going over me. The driver never broke until after he'd hit me. So like again, this is why I think I hope he never see me, because I'd rather that he was daydreaming or something and he's beefing me and just decided to hit me anyway. Like, I'm not angry or anything like that towards him. It is what it is, I'm still here, so I've got nothing to be angry about, and I'm sure it's been a hard thing for him to go through as well. But yeah, he hits me, my head goes into the curb. The bus mounts the curb and keeps going. It takes him like 7 seconds to stop. So I'm under the bus, getting like dragged by it. So I'm just like under the back of the bus, rolling and getting dragged. I think it was about like 60 foot from where I got hit to like where he stopped, where he come to a stop. Yeah, so he's hit me, went straight over me, dragged me along the floor, and then obviously I don't remember any of this. I was knocked out cold. The people who seen it, I was so like blessed, and I'm honestly so grateful like to like the situation I was in. I had all the best people around me, like the people that were there that seen it. The first one was like an ex-firearms officer, so he had loads of experience with things like this. Him and his wife, I went to see them the other week. They're nice people. They were the only people who actually like watched it happen from their car. They seen it all, and they just said like they didn't think anyone could survive it, so they just thought they were going to see a body. And when they first got there, I was just weren't responding. I was like gargling, and the blood coming from my head, like the wound on my head was probably what nearly killed me the most. Like they said the blood coming out my head was just like jam, like so thick, and it weren't flowing at all. So he said like through his line of work he'd seen stuff like this and just thought like I was dead. At this point I'm still under the bus. I don't know how long I was there for. I've heard loads of different things, and people always throw a bevy on everything and exaggerate, so I can't say how long I was there for, but I was stuck under the back of the bus. They couldn't turn the bus off because the suspension had dropped, and I was under it obviously. And where I was right at the back underneath the engine, and the heat from it was burning me. So when the fellas come over and to look under it, he just said the heat was ridiculous, and I was right underneath it, getting burnt by it. So I don't know how long I was there, but they ended up moving the bus. At this point still haven't come round or nothing, and then out of nowhere like I just started blinking. My eyes were like filled with pools of blood off all the cuts I had on my face, and like apparently I just started blinking and the blood started moving, and then I come round, but I've got no memory of that at all. I feel like I have more memory closer to it, but I feel like my brain sort of chose to like block it all out. And like I said, I was just so lucky with the people that were there. Them two people stayed with me until the ambulance got there. And pretty much straight away, one of the people driving past was a paramedic. Another paramedic come from the other way. One of them had pressure pads in the car to like stop bleeding. So they come over. Everyone, I had about 10-15 people around me helping me. Probably kept me alive because the ambulance never come for about half an hour. So the wound on my head was awful. Like, I probably would have bled out off that if I never had the people around me that I did. I had people holding me neck, people like one of them, the fella's done a full exam on me. They had to cut all my pants and that off because the wounds that were that bad on my legs. It was bad, really bad, like probably as bad an accident as you can go through without dying, like. But yeah, I am somehow, like.
Yo, just done my first lot of surgery. Everything's going well so far. I just want to say nice one to everyone for your support. Obviously it means everything. Fucking got TKO'd by the bus, but I'll be back. Nice one everyone. Thank you.
I had 4 breaks in my back, in like my thoracic spine, like in mid to upper back. I broke that in 4 places. I broke 3 of my ribs, slipped 2 discs in my neck. So that's why I was in like I had a full like neck and back brace. I was in that for like just over 3 months. Broke my pelvis, broke my nose, tore my ACL, tore my meniscus, injured both shoulders, bad bruising to like my heart and my lung. I was like coughing and pissing blood for weeks and things like that. I had surgery to the back of my leg. My whole back of my leg basically come off, my calf was just out. Surgery to my head, like I said, that was the thing that probably was the closest to like killing me. Like I owed them everything, literally. Like I've texted quite a few, it was mad. I was in hospital, I felt like every few days I was getting a text off someone else saying, oh, I was there with you. And like, there was that many people, like I've not been to see everyone or anything like that. Obviously it's been a lot for me to deal with, I had a lot going on. I went to see the man and his wife, who were the first people there, and I've texted all the other people, like literally, I owe them my life, I owe everything to them, like without them I wouldn't be here, so I'm forever grateful to them people, like good people, and hopefully, like I like to think I'll always return the favour if it ever comes to a situation like that now. I'm very lucky in that sense, that's where the luck is. The luck weren't, obviously the luck is that I'm still here and that, but these little things, like if it was somewhere else, somewhere different, somewhere more quiet, like could have been a completely different story. Like
this mixed martial artist has a professional record of 3 wins with 1 defeat. He represents the Aspire Combat Sports Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, McCracken!
McCracken, one of our former amateur champs.
Yeah, again, great to see him back on the show as a pro fighter. Someone we always said back in the day would go places.
Well, yeah, and as well, people think being a professional MMA fighter is a lot more glamorous than what it is. Like everyone thinks you've got loads of money and that. Like it's the complete opposite. You're skint. Even like when you see people who are fighting in the UFC, people think that means that you're rich. It doesn't at all. When you're paying managers, you're paying coaches, you're getting taxed on your money. If you lose, you're getting half your money. Like no, there's no money in it. If you're doing something like this, you've got to do it for like love and for passion. Because if you're doing it for the money, go and get a job somewhere else. It's not the thing to do if you're doing it for money. People see someone like McGregor, he's a 1 in a million. I'm sure I bet you there's people in the UFC who were like absolutely skint. I know there is, I've heard about stories and that. So, like I said, if you want to do a sport like this, do it for the love of it and forget the money because you won't have any. It costs me to fight now, like the level I'm fighting at, it costs me to fight. By the time I'm paying a nutritionist, camp, going to training places, by the time we cover all that, even just your food, like by eating healthy is not cheap, you know what I mean? So when you're doing that week on week, it all adds up, and then for what you get paid at the end of it. And like I said, man, all this stuff, like I'm lucky I've got a good team around me who again aren't in it for like the money, because like I said, in it for the wrong reasons if you are. So like I'm not getting ripped off by no one or nothing like that, so I've got a good manager and good coaches and things like that. Because I'm making nothing, like I said, it costs to fight, and especially when you see like my mates who are amateurs who are trying to make it, like, and they don't get paid a penny, and they're still like paying all this out, and that's all. Like I said, do it for the love, and it's worth doing. I think I'd always rather have less money and be happy than have money and not be happy, do you know what I mean? Delayed gratification, and that's it exactly. Like you're just going through all like the suffering things now to one day be like, I've done it. But like I know some good fighters who have got nothing to show for it. That's the risk with this game. Like it's not just about how well can he fight. There's so many like external factors that can contribute into whether it happens or not. Like it's sort of a bit of a roll of the dice. Like I said, I know some people who like are more skilled than people who've made it. Like do you know what I mean? It doesn't always work out how you think it's gonna. So it's a big risk, and the reward can be big, the reward can be nothing, but just have to see how it goes. But like I said, as long as I'm living a life that every day I wake up and I'm happy and things like that, then that's all that matters. Yeah, I've had fights where I've done full camps and then have someone pulled out. I've had fights where I've had to fight for free because what happened was when I was fighting in like a week's time last year or something like that, and the show got pulled and I'd done a full camp. I had a baby coming in a few weeks, so I needed to fight because once I had the baby I was planning on having a little bit of time to just settle into being a dad. So yeah, that fight got pulled, the show got pulled. I was looking to find something, couldn't find anything. Something came up, an opportunity, I was like, I'll do it for free. So like I said, I've just had to fight for free as a professional, just to get like an opportunity. Like it is a roll of the dice, you don't know what's going to happen. It's a very unpredictable and uncertain sport. Upsetting parts that I had so much momentum and like I felt like I had a clear vision of where I was going and there was nothing stopping me getting to it, and then a freak accident like that happens and what can you do? It's not going to stop me. Like I hope it won't. Like I've got to be honest with myself as well. Like I've been through. At first I was telling myself I'll be sad, I'll be fighting in like 6 months, something like that, in the hospital, just not knowing the reality of how bad it was, and sort of downplaying, and the more it's going on you sort of realise like, oh fuck, it's not good. Like, but like I said, I'm just going to do everything I can to give myself the best chance, and I've got all the best people around me to like give me the best chance of getting back to where I was. It's changed all of our lives. Like I've set everyone back. Like my mum and dad was looking to start doing like different things and it set them back, and then my girlfriend with work, she's been out of work, my mum and dad have been out of work since because I've needed that much help since it, things like that. So it's not just me, it's affected everyone around me. It's not worse than like something like this happening to someone you love. I'd rather it be me than it would have happened to one of them, so their positions being just as hard as mine, looking obviously without the physical pain but the mental pain just as much, looking at someone you love go through something like this. But like I said, I'm not near the end of it, but I'm getting further and further away each day from it. So yeah, I just got to try and look at the positives with it. Basically a walking miracle that I'm still here, and like it's terrible what's happened. Like I think a lot of people don't realise how bad it is. Like they look at me now and think he looks alright. Like I've had a major trauma. There's still loads going on, loads to do. Like you don't know how tough you actually are until you go through something like this where like you find out about yourself. Like that's one thing that if I get back fighting, like when I'm gonna, that I can take with me is that like I'm gonna feel bulletproof after this. There's no one can do to me in a fight that's gonna come close to like the physical and the mental suffering that I've been through. Do you know what I mean? So that's like there's always a positive you can take out of everything, and that's gonna be one thing. Like I said, I've sometimes probably doubted myself too much when I was fighting. After this, I'm not gonna doubt myself at all. Like if I can get through this, I can literally, which I'm gonna, I can get through anything, literally. There's not a 70 kilo man in the world that can hit me like that, but hit me that day, and I'm still here now, like, so